Coming to you live from Cedarburg High School, it is the 13th annual Niki Doedens Holiday Tournament presented here at Cedarburg High School. Good evening, everybody, and welcome inside the broadcast booth. Your Cedarburg girls basketball team will be taking on the Kenosha Indian Trail Hawks in the semi-final game. A four-team tournament. We just saw a thrilling end to the first game that featured two very talented teams, the Plymouth High School and Milwaukee Vincent. Two very exciting teams. Milwaukee Vincent advancing at the end, 48-46. I'm Baxter Colburn, joined alongside by Grant Coppersmith this evening from the broadcast booth. Grant, good evening, sir. Welcome. How are you doing?
Hello. I'm doing good.
Good. We're excited to call this game tonight. Cedarburg, they come in at 4-2 overall, 3-0 in conference play. Of course, this is a non-conference game, so it doesn't affect anybody's records tonight at all. Is for playing for the memory that is Niki Doedens, and also to just shape up the teams a little bit more. We're going into the holiday stretch where these teams aren't going to be seeing any action for about 2-ish weeks. We've got Christmas and New Year's and all that, the festivities that come with that, Grant. But tonight, two teams, both for the most part talented teams. Kenosha Indian Trail 2-4 overall, 0-3 in the Southeast Conference. But still some talented players, though, no matter which way you slice it. But Cedarburg tonight is going to be the team that we're going to be keeping close attention to tonight, Grant. But we've had the opportunity to watch warm-ups. We watched these teams play before, of course. But what are you going to be looking for tonight from the Bulldogs specifically?
Well, Baxter, you and I were talking about it before the game, and looking over at Kenosha Hawks. They are bigger. They're much bigger than the Cedarburg Bulldogs, so it'll be interesting to see the physical matchup, and especially in the post, to see who can dominate there.
You're absolutely correct about that. Yes, it's going to be interesting to see what Coach Dave Ross and company trot out. I had the chance to catch up with Coach Ross. We'll hear from him in just a moment. But before we do that, we will also have the starters for you as well when we come back. So it's Cedarburg taking on Kenosha Indian Trail here live at Cedarburg High School. Stay with us. You're listening to Cedarburg High School Athletics live on Spreaker.com. On the Cedarburg pregame show, I'm here with head coach Dave Ross of the Cedarburg Girls Bulldogs team tonight as they get ready to take on Kenosha Indian Trail in the 13th annual Niki Doedens basketball tournament. Coach, 13 years. Does it really seem like it's been that long? This tournament has been very successful, but also has a very special meaning too, doesn't it?
Yeah, because it has such a special meaning, it's like something I look forward to each year is something to remember Niki and the Doedens family and all the things, that she brought on and off the court, and to watch other kids be recognized for some of the things that they do to carry this on is, again, it's a very special thing for myself and as well as Coach Moore and the Doedens family.
You guys got the opportunity to have a couple extra days off over the weekend. You had 2 games Friday, Saturday. Was the rest going to be a help or a hindrance because you weren't able to get that extra time on the court?
Well, we actually practiced on Sunday, so I think we took care of that. So I think the girls should be ready to play. They know that, it's one game at a time, and, there's always, even though you win a game, there's a lot of things that you can take from wins and losses to just improve as a team, and we need to focus on the things that, where we can just keep improving on.
Last time you and I talked, we had a lot to say about the three-point shooting and how it wasn't as sharp as you traditionally like it to be. Has there been more improvement from what you've seen in recent weeks?
Well, we're hitting big shots. I'd like to hit, more of them, as a team, but we're doing okay. We're working on it, and I just think one of these games we're going to have a breakout game where we're really hitting shots. In fact, in our last game against Port Washington, they're the team that got hot. They hit 7 threes in the first half against us and played a really nice game, but we were able to overcome that by just playing our style, and we ended up, pulling that game out, and we actually hit a couple big threes at the end to make it so that, took it to a 10-point lead.
Who are some of the players we need to be keeping an eye on tonight? Is it going to be the traditional starting 5 for you tonight, or are you going to mix it up a little bit for the tournament?
Well, we're going to go with mostly the same lineup. We do have a little bit of change. Shannon Black was out ill for like 3 days, so we have Abby Belschler starting tonight. Abby comes off the bench, which is a very, very athletic player. But Shannon will get some good minutes tonight, and hopefully, get her right back into the starting lineup. But she's been out for a while, so, we're just going to kind of work her in tonight and get her ready for the rest of the games that we have coming up.
All right, Coach, we appreciate it. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Cedarburg High School. We are just about ready for a tip-off. I'm Baxter Colburn alongside Grant Coppersmith here as the Cedarburg Bulldogs get ready to take on the Kenosha Indian Trail Hawks at the 13th annual Niki Doedens Holiday Tournament. Your starters for the Bulldogs: number 14, Morgan Wallace; number 30, Elena Lamacchia; number 40, Kennedy Ross; number 44, Abby Belschner; number 52, Callie Murphy. On the other side for Kenosha, it's number 3, Brianna Perez; number 22, Kaylee Cano; number 25, Kaylin Maracini; number 30, Gwen Johnson; and number 32, Deja Rooker. All right, Grant, we've got a great game in store. We're just about ready for the opening tip-off, and I believe we've got a missed start on the opening tip-off already.
Yeah, it looks like there was a foul. I'm not sure who's getting possession right away.
And it looks like Kenosha is going to get the possession right away here off of that interesting run of play. So the Indian Trail Hawks in purple going from right to left. The Bulldogs in all white going from left to right. Kennedy Ross, ball in hand. She'll go on the near side. Hands it off. Falling away from the basket is Callie Murphy, but a traveling call called against her. So the Bulldogs trying to get to the hoop early are unsuccessful thanks to Callie Murphy traveling on her way to the basket. The Hawks will work up. Interception now in the backcourt. Here comes Callie Murphy. She goes, lays it up, and in! And the first points of the night go to Callie Murphy after a great steal from her in the backcourt. 2-0 Bulldogs, 17:24 to play in the first half. Driving to the lane now comes Kenosha up the middle. Here comes Brianna Perez. She kicks it out wide. Has the ball tipped away, trying to find Cano. And here comes Lamacchia. She switches the ball up, trying to find Kennedy Ross on the near side. She does outside three-point arc. Now goes to Morgan Wallace, top of the key. Now flings it far side to Callie. Callie Murphy. Nice little layup and in off the backboard. Callie Murphy with 4 quick points, and the Bulldogs lead 4-0.
So far, the Cedarburg forecheck is really good. Now just turning the ball over.
Another interception. Matt Murphy goes up, has it blocked out of bounds. Looks like Rucker was there to knock it out.
Yeah, and so far with the physicality, Cedarburg has done a great job with already 2 turnovers and really aggressive play defensively in their own zone.
And the basket will be good. Elena Lamacchia goes up for it. She does draw a foul. See who the... Brianna Perez will get into the foul books already tonight. So Lamacchia for the 3-point play, and she does convert. So a timeout on the floor. We'll take a second here to catch our breath. 7-0, a fast 7-0. It's kind of crazy. Callie Murphy's already got 4 points. Elena Lamacchia's got the other 3. It's 7-0 Cedarburg. Quick correction for you on the starting 11 as well for Kenosha. It's Megan Maricini that's in, not Deja Rucker that's in.
And a quick correction on that. It's a starting 5, not starting 11.
Did I say starting 11?
You said starting 11.
I must have. My goodness.
Too much soccer for you.
Is it football season yet? My goodness, I'm confusing my wires here a little bit, but yes, it's always good too for this tournament to see former players in the crowd as well. I can spot Rachel Ross. She was a long time, a 4-year starter here at Cedarburg. She a very vital part of everything that Cedarburg did on that state run several years ago, 2 years ago. So nice to see her here supporting her father, the head coach of the Bulldogs, and her younger sister Kennedy as well. Off the timeout, the Indian Trail Hawks will inbound. They will go from right to left. Here comes Perez across the midway line. Looking for an option, she finds Johnson. Johnson, near side, 3-pointer from Maricini. She misses out of bounds, and it goes off the foot of Lamacchia, and it will be Kenosha's ball deep inside Cedarburg territory.
Yeah, and so far Cedarburg is showing really good defensive pressure, especially after they score or turn over. There's a really good forecheck. They're not really letting Kenosha get deep in the post at all.
You know, Kenosha, a team that shoots 40% from the field goal, or from the floor, rather. And about 42% from three-point range, so they can hit the 3 when they need to. Ball goes out of bounds. Bulldogs will get possession. They'll work their way back up the court. Kennedy Ross, ball in hand, coming across the midway line. Finds Morgan Wallace, the floor general. She sends it deep underneath, finds Callie Murphy. Nice little sidestep. She kicks it out wide, but is called for a travel. She was in between 2 different Kenosha players, and I thought maybe she had it for a moment, but her feet kind of just fell out from underneath her.
Yeah, number 30, Gwen Johnson of Kenosha, did a really good job getting her arms up and creating that pressure there.
Nice little play underneath the basket. Going for the easy layup is Kenosha. She can't convert. She had a wide open shot and just missed it. Cedarburg rebounds. They go back up the court, leaving 7-0 with 16:02 to play in the first half. Ball kicked out wide to Morgan Wallace on the far side. Now sent back out to Murphy. Now out to Kennedy Ross. She'll step up for a 3-pointer. Off the rim, no good. And that will go out of bounds. One thing that's known about Kennedy Ross, she's not afraid to shoot the 3-point basket, although she only shoots about 27% from 3-point range.
I thought you were about to say 70%. I said that's pretty good.
Steph Curry giving her private lessons. Here's Kennedy Ross. Nice little assist underneath. Tries to find Callie Murphy. She can't convert in the basket. It's rebounded by Johnson, and the Hawks will go back up the court.
Yeah, one thing that Kenosha is doing well, they're not handling the ball really well in their own offensive zone, but they're really doing very well down defensively in the post. Anytime Cedarburg's trying to drive down, they're not getting anything going.
Maricini tries to go to the basket. She has it knocked away, but a foul called. I'm waiting to hear the official confirmation from the scorer's table. I do believe might have been Abby Belshner. We haven't officially heard who the guilty party is, but Gwen Johnson will be at the line. She converts. Abby Belshner will be the guilty party. Gwen Johnson's got a point already, 7-1 our score. Cedarburg leading. Second attempt from Johnson is no good. Ball loose on the court. Johnson gets the rebound now. She'll go for the layup. Misses. Still free on the court and laid in from Kendall Williamson. She just got onto the court and makes an instant impact. 7-3 our score. Now back up the court. Cedarburg looking for an option. Kennedy Ross on the far side. She comes back to the middle to Wallace, who immediately sends it back to her. Now Wallace takes a deep three-pointer off the backboard and in. Morgan Wallace, she doesn't usually shoot from distance, but she converts on that one, and it's 10-3 Cedarburg. I think Wallace is a little surprised she made that basket also. She was looking to the bench kind of for approval. She's like, was that cool? Can I do that? She certainly did, though. Good for her. It's a confidence builder early in the game. 10-3 our score, 14:45 to play here in the first half. Ball intercepted. Here's Wallace. It's a 4-on-2 situation. Wallace drives the lane, finds Ross. She tries to back her way and has it knocked away. Falls to Murphy, and she draws the foul.
Once again, really good defense down in the post from Kenosha. Even though they did get a foul, still not backing down, being very aggressive. This is a very aggressive game so far. Nobody's really backing down.
Kendall Williamson with the foul. Callie Murphy at the line. She makes her first. She has 5 points on the evening. And she goes 2 for 2. She shoots 86% from the line. She shows why she is a fantastic shooter. Full court press from the Bulldogs as well here to start this game. They lead by 9.
It is proving useful. They have already gotten a few turnovers from it, and one right there.
There, Callie Murphy strips it underneath the basket. Now Kennedy Ross outnumbered, but just throws up her prayer. It's knocked away. She gets her own rebound, goes for the layup, no good. Gets another layup, and it's finally in. Kennedy Ross missed the first 2 shots and then lays in the third for her first points of the evening. Very impressive from her. Kenosha avoids the full court press as they move up the court. Nice little move by Perez. She goes for the layup, has it underneath the inside of the basket, knocked away, and the Bulldogs will recover. Morgan Wallace quickly up. Kennedy Ross wide open, deep three-pointer, off the rim, no good. Lamakia racing for the rebound. She can't get there in time. It's Maricini that gets it. Wallace, another interception after a bad pass from Kenosha. 3-on-2 opportunity. Wallace hands it off. Ross goes for the layup and in, and the foul.
And that whole play was set up because of the full court press. Cedarburg is forcing Kenosha into bad passes down the court, sending prayers down there, and they're just stepping in front of it and driving down the court, creating those 3-on-2, 2-on-1 situations.
Megan Maricini will be going into the books for the foul. Coach Ross making a couple of substitutions. Belschner's out. Callie Murphy's out. We're going to see Allison Jessup and Shannon Block check into the game. Block not starting tonight due to sickness, but she feels good enough to be coming off the bench tonight. Ross completes the 3-point play. It's 17-3 our score. Cedarburg leading with 13:36 to play in the first half.
So far, the really big difference maker in this game has been the full court press from Cedarburg. They're really knocking Kenosha off their game. They're not getting any offensive pressure going. And Kenosha is doing well in their defensive end. It doesn't really seem like they're playing this poorly, but it's because of that full court press. They can't get anything going.
Another substitution for Cedarburg as well. Quinn Prom is going to step into the game. She'll have Kennedy Ross sit down. Quinn Prom averaging 2 points a game. See what she can bring to the lineup when you lead by this much this early. There's a nice little layup underneath. Slicing and dicing is Caitlin Maricini. She scores her first points of the evening. 17-5 our score. Cedarburg leads. Lamakia, far side of the court. In front of the fans. Now finds Jessup right at the top of the 3-point arc. Now to Wallace. Switches sides to Lamakia. Deep 2-point basket off the rim. No good. Quinn Prom is there. She recovers. Sends it back out to Block. Block dribbling to the right side. Now to the left side. Nice little spin move and in for Shannon Block. What sickness.
Didn't show there.
Not at all. She's saying, Coach, you should have started me. I had plenty more where that came from. Ball bounces off of Williamson's hands, but it will be off of a Cedarburg Bulldog player. So Kenosha will hold on to the ball. Morgan Wallace is going to step out, and the same with Elena Lamakia as well. Kendra Murphy is going to step in. She'll be joined by Lauren Driscoll also. Coach Ross going to the bench early to get some of these players more minutes as they lead by 14. As we mentioned, Kenosha, they've lost. They're 2-4 this season. They're on a 3-game losing streak as well. They recently lost to Racine K 64-57. Ball skips out of bounds. It'll be the Bulldogs' ball. Miscommunication there. Looks like Marasini was trying to get the ball underneath and just mishandled it.
Yeah, Cedarburg so far is doing very well defensively. Like I said before, they're being very aggressive with the forecheck. They're also really controlling the center of the floor, especially down in the post. There's really nothing that Kenosha's doing very well to get it close to the basket, forcing bad shots, turnovers. They're really getting in the path of the ball and knocking a lot of plays off.
Driscoll has a pass down to Shannon Block, tipped away. Kenosha will rebound. Here's a nice little block shot. Allison Jessup got up there to block the shot of Williamson. Now the opportunity for the Bulldogs back the other way. Jessup swings it wide. Here comes Driscoll. Three-pointer no good. Rebound made by Block and up and in. We'll call it a pass because it basically fell right there to Block, who was wide open. 21-5 our score. Oh, interception in the backcourt. Jessup goes, has her shot blocked away. There's Gwen Johnson. Good defense by her, but that'll be a foul on her.
Indian Trail foul number 30, Gwen Johnson. Her first.
That's her first foul. But Indian Trail, too, they average 29 rebounds a game as well, too, but they are just getting completely out-hustled thus far.
I think really what it is, it's that full court press right now is they don't look like themselves.
It throws you off this early in the game, I feel like.
But it's just they haven't been able to get anything going. I don't know how many turnovers that is within the first half of the first half, but it's been constant. There's a pressured pass, and then a Cedarburg player just steps in, blocks it, and then they get a breakaway.
Jessup goes 1 for 2 at the line. 22-5 our score with 11:44 to play in the first half. Inbound pass looking like it's about to come in now for Indian Trail. Another full court press, a 3-on-2 opportunity. Ball stripped away and a foul called. I think Jessup might be the guilty party. We'll have to see. Yes, Allison Jessup. Her first foul, only 2 fouls for the Bulldogs so far this evening, so you don't have to get too worried about it. Kenosha's got 4. Now Indian Trail with the ball. Ball tipped away by Block for a moment, but Gwen Johnson recovers. She'll drive the left side of the lane. Now goes over to Laib. Laib swings it wide. Over to Marasini. Marasini tries to thread the ball underneath to Williamson. It goes out of bounds.
Cedarburg right now is doing a very well job doing their zone defense. It's really blocking Kenosha out of any post action. What they're doing with their zone is they're pulling double team instantly, and that's really pressuring the Kenosha attackers. They're not really getting anything going because they're having 2 players in their face, and so Cedarburg's playing a very aggressive game at this point, playing a double-team zone, a full-court press. They're really forcing Kenosha to be on the top of their game.
Inbound pass goes to Gwen Johnson. She gets fouled. Another inbound pass following that after the foul by Kendra Murphy goes to Johnson again. She gets off the shot, off the backboard, no good. Bulldogs will get the ball and go back up the court. Here's a ball swung to the far side to Allison Jessup. Jessup tries to go down underneath the basket to Driscoll, has it knocked away, but a foul called on Indian Trail.
Indian Trail foul number 23, Abby McGrain. That is
Looks like Abby McGain, her first foul of the evening. Quinn Prom's going to step to the line. She's going to try to get that, stick with that 2-point game average if she can. Hopefully exceed that tonight as well. If she can get those 2 points out of the way early. Can definitely be a confidence builder for her to build on that average. She misses the first shot. A couple of Bulldog players close to double digits. Callie Murphy's got 6. Kennedy Ross has 5. Second shot is good from Quinn Prom. That's her first point of the evening. 23-5 our score. Here's a pass through the hands of a Indian Trail player, but it goes out of bounds after Driscoll couldn't get over there in time to scoop it up. Not necessarily the way you wanted to start the game if you're Indian Trail. You expect a lot better from your team. But they're more of a second-half team, though. If you look at the stats, the Hawks, they scored 126 points in the first half, but they scored 169 points in the second half. So much more strong showing usually comes from them in the second half. Gwen Johnson here, turnaround jumper 5 feet away, misses off the backboard. Bulldogs back the other way quickly. Slicing through a couple of defenders is Kendra Murphy, but a foul called.
And Baxter, going back to being a more second-half team, yeah, even though you are a more second-half team, you still don't want to start out a game like this.
Exactly.
It's a lot of broken passes, a lot of poor shots. We're not really seeing a lot of good play so far from Kenosha.
Pass inbounded to Shannon Block is tipped away for a moment. Kenosha will win it off of a foul. Looks like Lauren Driscoll is going to be the guilty party as she was fighting for a loose ball. Her first foul of the evening. It's been kind of a sloppy start to the game, in all honesty, if you really look at it from both sides. I mean, Cedarburg has a 23-5 lead, but at the same time, it's been somewhat ugly points. Here's a little pull-up jumper from Rucker. She misses. Rebound made by Indian Trail. Now blocked away. Here comes Jessup. One-on-one opportunity. She drives the right side of the lane. Goes up for the basket. No good, but a foul called. Good run there from Allison Jessup. Looks like it's going to be against Kendall Williamson.
That was a hard foul.
It was. Jessup's not that big, and she went sliding across the backcourt after she got hit.
Yeah, that's good aggressive play. You want to see that.
Jessup will step to the line, shoot two. She nails the first one. She's got 2 points on the evening. We're going to see a substitution as well, too. Brianna Perez will step into the ball game.
And to note, Cedarburg is now in the bonus.
This early, my goodness. Second one for Jessup is good. She's got 3 on the evening. 3 for 4 from the free throw line. Another full court press as well. 3-on-2, trying to break through the full court press is Perez. She is whistled for traveling, and the Bulldogs will get the ball now deep inside Hawks territory.
And I should have been counting the turnovers that they're getting off of this full court press. They're bringing 3 players up, and it's about 50 to 75% of the time they're getting a turnover.
Kendra Murphy tried to go to Shannon Block fast. She had her shot blocked away. A little bit of irony there. Nice little ball underneath. Here comes Block again. She gets the foul called, but can't make the basket. Shannon Block was our player of the game a couple of games ago when Cedarburg took on Whitefish Bay. Block had 16 points in that game in a 54-37 game. Block will step to the line to shoot. She makes the first one. She's got 5 on the evening. Megan Maricini will step back into the ball game as well. 26-5 our score, 9:57 to play here in the first half. Block nails her second one. She's got 6 points. She's tied for the lead for all Bulldog shooters. Coach Ross calls off the full court press, so Indian Trail will have a little bit of room to breathe now as they come across the halfway line. Dribbling inside Bulldog territory is McGain. Heavy pressure from Jessup. McGain over to Rucker. Rucker threading the needle. Back to McGain. Goes for the shot. No good. Jump ball called on the court as Driscoll was down on the court with Maricini. And the Bulldogs will have the possession arrow in their favor.
That, for the first time in this game, was some good offensive play from Kenosha. McGain being able to get into the post, getting a really good pass over the whole defense and being able to physically get her way to the hoop.
Block kicks it out wide to Kendra Murphy. She has her three-point shot off the rim, no good. Rebound made by Indian Trail. Indian Trail having an opportunity to kind of work the ball a little bit more. Perez has it stripped away by Murphy. Kendra Murphy racing up the court. Will she pass it or take it herself? She takes it herself, misses the shot, no good. Indian Trail with the rebound. Deja Rucker there to grab the rebound. And we're starting to see why they average 29 rebounds a game. Three-point attempt from Maricini. She got it from Megan Maricini.
Full timeout.
27-8 our score with 9:04 to go and a timeout on the court. We'll step aside. You're listening to Cedarburg Athletics live on Spreaker.com. Stay with us. Welcome back to Cedarburg High School. 27-8 our score with 9:04 to play in the first half of the 13th annual Niki Doedens Holiday Tournament. I'm Baxter Colburn.
And I'm Grant Coppersmith.
All right, Grant, the Bulldogs have been dominating since the opening tip-off, and we continue to see a vast majority of, some might say, the B team on the court right now. But Cedarburg has proven it doesn't matter who's on the court. They're going to continue to score baskets in bunches. We do see a couple of the starters return to the court now. Kennedy Ross is on the court. We do see the emergence of Cassie Schenker. She's on the court for the first time. Sarah Pekska is on the court tonight for the first time as well. So we're starting to see some more new faces step out on the court for the first time tonight.
An interesting call by head coach Dave Ross of Cedarburg is that he stopped doing the full court press, even though it's been very effective so far tonight.
Ball threaded down underneath the hoop to Marasini. She has it blocked away by Belschner, but I believe Belschner is going to get whistled for a foul. We'll see officially if that's what the refs are going to go with.
Foul number 40, Kennedy Ross.
Oh, Kennedy Ross is going to go into the book, actually. Two different players down there. It was hard to decipher who the guilty party was going to be. Inbound pass for Indian Trail. Now Marasini, left side, goes, escapes Belschner's outstretched arm. Ball still free on the court for Rucker, and a jump ball called. Ross down there with Marasini. And possession now favoring the Bulldogs, but Indian Trail is going to get it. A little confused by that one, but hey, Indian Trail is going to get the ball after the inbound pass. Foul going up for the shot there. Looks like Abby McGain going up for the shot. Foul is going to be called this time on Belschner.
Belschner, her second and the 6th team foul. At the line for Indian Trail.
Abby McGain will step to the line to shoot two. She was looking for her first points of the evening, and this is the, some would say, the easiest way to get in the scorebook.
And for some, the hardest.
It's kind of always back and forth when I would go to the line. I didn't play basketball a lot, but free throws, it's more of a mind game.
It really is. It's kind of like kicking, so I mean, right
That's
up your
true.
alley.
Yeah, exactly. McGain nails the first one. Refs head over to the scorer's table to double-check something, but play will resume. Second free throw coming from McGain. High arcing shot off the back of the rim and in. She converts 2 for 2, 27-9 our score. 8:28 to play. Schenker inbounds over now to Bridget Murphy. Murphy to Belschner. Belschner has her shot blocked away, but a foul called, and Belschner's going to step to the line. Indian Trail getting a little bit sloppy again.
Her first and the 19th foul.
Deja Rucker will step into the foul book. Belschner makes the first one. 1 for 1. Caitlin Marasini is going to step in as Rucker is going to go have a seat for a little while. Getting into two foul trouble, or pardon me, just one foul. Second shot is no good from Belschner. She gets her own rebound, though. She'll kick it back out to the top of the key. Bulldogs will reset the offense. Three-point attempt, thought about it, now faked, now back down to Belschner. Bridget Murphy to Kennedy Ross on the far side, right inside the three-point arc. Ross swings it back at court. Schenker, three-pointer, off the backboard, no good. Rebound made by Ross, and she'll hold on to it. Bulldogs will get another offensive possession. Ross trying to weave her way through. Now a deep three-point attempt. Oh, and it's in for Sarah Peksa. Her first points of the evening.
That was some poor defensive play from Kenosha. They gave Cedarburg way too much time with the ball, and especially on that three-point shot. The ball was sitting for a solid second just on the floor while Cedarburg was able just to go and collect it.
31-10 our score with 7:34 to play in the first half. Layup coming from Marasini. She has it missed and goes out of bounds. Looks like she touched it last. Cedarburg will get the ball. They're going to say there's a foul apparently.
Her second and the 10th team foul.
I believe that was Abby McGain, I believe, is the guilty party. So 2 free throws coming down the other side for Cassie Schenker. She misses the first one.
Into the game for Indian Trail, Lauren Lane, number 11. Along with Kaylee Canal, number 22.
So we will see a second attempt now coming up for her. Schenker, one of the younger players on the roster. She misses the second attempt as well. Back down the other way for Indian Trail. Nice little muscle play there from Kaylee Cano, and she lays it up and in. 31-12 our score. Cedarburg taking their time on the offensive side of the ball, giving their starters a lot of needed rest. Here comes Kendra Murphy with a shot. Now, Schenker has the ball stripped out of her hands. Ross gets the rebound and just bounces it off of Marasini's leg, and it goes out of bounds.
So far, Kenosha's defensive play is being really slow, especially for players, Cedarburg players driving down in the lane. They're really late on coming over with that help.
Perez will steal the ball away for Indian Trail. She'll go back up the court from right to left for the Hawks. Perez has it, stripped away, ball loose on the court. Looks like a jump ball. This time the possession arrow will be in Cedarburg's favor, so they will get the inbound pass underneath their own basket. Far side of the court, actually. Lorelei Brady's going to check into the game. Now, she'd been wearing number 12, I'd have been more convinced, but she's wearing 13, so I'm not as terrified of her fourth quarter comebacks.
Too bad there's only halves in high school basketball.
Yeah, well, you can kind of say the second half of the second half of the second half. It's fourth quarter, basically. No?
No.
Okay, I tried. Kenosha Indian Trail will get the ball back after a pass strays wide for Bridget Murphy, and she has to go out of bounds to retrieve the ball. 6:34 to play in the first half. 13th annual Niki Doedens Holiday Tournament. We already saw Milwaukee Vincent win their opening semifinal game over Plymouth High School.
It was a close one at the end.
It was 48-46, I believe, the final score on that one. So the winner of this game will play Milwaukee Vincent. Here comes a three-pointer from Marasini. She converts nicely. She's got 6 on the evening. 31-15 our score. Cedarburg still very much in control. Schenker, near side. Thought about the three, pulls it down. Hands it to Belshner. Now Schenker. Very much the main player on the court right now. A lot of things flowing through her. Here comes Pexa. She has it knocked out of her hand, out of bounds in front of the Indian Trail bench. It'll be Cedarburg's ball. Schenker will do the inbound pass. Finds Ross on the near side. Ross, clear lane to the hoop. Lays it up. Off the rim, no good. Rebound made by Indian Trail. Ross just didn't put enough power on it at the end. It's hard to miss shots that easy, but...
Right, and there was really nobody in her face. Like I was saying before, the Kenosha defenders, especially Lorelei Brady, she did not come over at all. She kind of just watched the player just go into the post.
Hope and a prayer three-pointer. My goodness, Lauren Labe just whipped it up between two different Bulldog players, and somehow it went in 31-18 with 5:20 to play. Schenker tries to go off the little hook shot. She got it in there. She gets her first points of the evening. Good little individual effort from Schenker.
Now an interesting note, Kenosha is starting to come back, and Coach Ross has still called off the full court press.
Another basket. Megan Marasini with a little layup. You can see pretty much all the starters down in front of the scorers table for Cedarburg getting ready to check back in. They lead 33-20. And this is what you can expect, though. You bring in your younger underclassmen. They're not as experienced on the court. You're going to see any team basically trailing start to make a good comeback. Schenker for a three-point basket. She was standing wide open and made the Hawks pay.
And I guess for a non-conference game, you want those players to start, and you may call off the full court press because you don't want to work them as hard, especially for something that it matters, but not for the overall conference standing.
Absolutely. It's more of a confidence builder than it is anything. Here's another three-point attempt just thrown up by Labe. She has it off the rim, no good, after she was able to get through two different Bulldog defenders. Cedarburg back the other way. Schenker is looking to get the ball. It'll stay inbounds for Schenker, and then Indian Trail will race over to get it. Tangled up on the court. We're going to get a foul called. Looks like it's going to be against Schenker. It's a 50-50 ball, but Schenker's going to be the guilty party on that one.
And Schenker kind of just gave up on the play. It was a broken-up pass. She thought it was going to go out of bounds and just kind of sat there, waited for it. And then a Kenosha player was able to bounce it up the court and had a fight ball for it.
Marasini on the receiving end of that foul. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. Cedarburg will bring in Prom, Block, Murphy, Lamacchia, and Wallace. First basket by Marasini is good.
Free throw for Megan Marasini.
And Callie Murphy, she got a quick 6 points to start the game. She's been sitting for arguably the last 10 minutes or so in the game clock. Marasini converts the second free throw. Marasini's had a good day. She's got 10 points already. Leads all scorers. It's 36-22. Cedarburg leads with 3:58 to play. Callie Murphy under the basket, misses her first shot, gets the second layup, and lays it in for 2 points. 38-22 our score. Pass skipping away from Brady out of bounds. Cedarburg gets it back. A little bit of miscommunication it looked like there. Brady was already looking to try to go up the court. Ball kind of came a little behind her. Had no chance to really wrangle that ball in. Morgan Wallace calling out the play. Quinn Prom thought about a 3, checks it down to Murphy. Murphy back outside to Wallace. Block. Free throw line. Goes, takes the shot. No good. Ball loose on the court. Block gets the rebound. Muscles her way up. Shot no good. Rebound made by Labe. And Indian Trail comes back up the court quickly. Labe flies up the far side. Now a 3-pointer from Marasini off the rim. No good. Callie Murphy the rebound. She's got help in front of her. She dribbles past Labe. Goes for the layup. Misses and draws the foul. A little bit of a light foul in my opinion. Both the Indian Trail players had kind of given up.
Yeah, they just kind of watched the play happen.
And still Megan Marasini got called for the foul. So Callie Murphy's going to step to the line to shoot 2. She converts on the first one. She's 3 for 3 on the evening. 39-22 our score. And Murphy goes 4 for 4. 40-22 our score. Callie Murphy, one of those players that as soon as she gets the ball in her hand, the entire gym just kind of goes wide-eyed because she's got such breakaway speed. She can make a lot of things happen, whether she's laying the ball in or shooting from distance at times.
And she's a decent shooter, too.
She is. Marasini gets the layup. She extends her overall point lead with 12 now. 40-24 our score. Cedarburg leads with 2:58 to play. 48, rather. Morgan Wallace. Deep three-point attempt. It's good! Morgan Wallace, she was left wide open, similar to her first three-point basket, and she said, why not? Let's do it again, and she made them pay. At some point, you need to be able to step up at that point if you're Kenosha Indian Trail and say, all right, enough of this. We got to actually start playing defense.
Yeah, their defense has kind of sagged back a bit. They put a player beneath the post, since before I was commenting, nobody was getting over to block that, so that may be affecting their perimeter defense.
Little jump shot there from Kaylee Cano. She knocks it down. 43-26 our score with 2:04 to play. Morgan Wallace threads the needle to Callie Murphy. She lays it in, and it's 45.
Callie Murphy.
2:26. Murphy's had herself a great first half. She's got 12 so far. Here come the Hawks back the other way. Little jump shot right outside the free throw line. Does no good for Marasini. Callie Murphy gets the rebound, racing down the near side. Cuts between two players, kicks it out wide. Block, jumper just inside, three-point range, no good. Block gets her own rebound, drives the lane through two, no good again. Rebound made this time by Indian Trail, but Murphy steals it away. Ball still free, now Block. She takes an uncontested jumper, and it goes in. Kenosha
just standing around out there.
Doesn't really look like they want to be on the court anymore for this half. They just want to get to the halftime break and reevaluate things.
Right, they're just standing around. It was either Murphy or Block was able just to grab it right out of a Kenosha player's hands, and she didn't even contest it.
Three-pointer from Marasini, fouled and makes the basket. Unbelievable. There's one Hawks player that hasn't given up on this game, and it's Megan Marasini. It's going to be on Elena Lamacchia for the foul. Falling away, Megan Marasini just gets wiped out and still drains the three-pointer.
That was impressive. And she was sprawled on the floor.
She was. It wasn't like, I got bumped. It was like, no, she got
tackled.
Fully tackled, basically, into the concession stand outside the gym and still made the basket. She'll shoot one for the 4-point play, and she gets it. She's got 3 3-pointers tonight. She's perfect from the free throw line. 47-30 our score, a little bit inside, 56 seconds to play in the first half. Lauren Driscoll with it now to Quinn Prom. She steps to the top of the key, hands it off to Morgan Wallace. Wallace goes left side of the free throw arc. Now hands it back inside to Driscoll. Driscoll kicks it back out to Kendra Murphy. Murphy right side of the free throw line, tries to drive, has it knocked away. Perez back up the court quickly, almost has it stolen away by Kendra. Swinging it wide, Maricini sends it wide again. This will go all the way to the far side to Labe. She misses the shot, no good. Wallace gets the rebound, 22 seconds to play. Wallace drives the lane, now sends it out wide. And traveling there as Allison Jessup was just not really sure what to do with a wide open 3-pointer and decided to dribble after causing
she looked
traveling.
a little scared. She was like,
She's like, I've got a 3. Maybe not. She had plenty of time.
Yeah, little. She decided to pull up for it, then decided a little too late to keep on going.
11 seconds to go. Indian Trail trying to drive the lane. Wallace strips it away. She's got a free basket. If she goes, lays it in, misses. Quinn Prom can't get there, and it goes out of bounds. Cedarburg will hold on to the ball. Morgan Wallace had a wide open layup and hit the underside of the basket.
Yeah, but even though there was a little offensive blip there, so far the Cedarburg offense has been doing a really good job. They're moving the ball really well, getting good plays in, so far really good.
Wallace inbounds to Driscoll, and she goes for the shot, has a foul called, so Driscoll will step to the line to shoot 2 right before halftime.
Indian Trail foul number 23.
Looks like it's going to be Abby McGrain, her 3rd foul.
At the line for Bulldogs, Lauren Driscoll.
Driscoll to shoot 2. She misses the first. No points for Driscoll this evening just yet. She's looking to get into the scorebook right before halftime. She's got 2 seconds between her and the halftime break. And she misses the second one. But a lane violation called there as Maricini was almost shaking Driscoll's hand before she shot the ball. So Driscoll will get a 3rd opportunity. It'll be her 2nd technically. And she misses that one again.
There you go, Caitlin.
Foul called on the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs foul number 32, Kendra Murphy.
Kendra Murphy fighting for the ball. She'll be whistled for her 2nd foul. So the Hawks will get an opportunity to shoot before the halftime break. 47-30, try to make it a little bit less daunting of a task in the second half if they can. It's going to be Abby McGrain to shoot. And she misses. Driscoll gets the rebound, and we head to the halftime break. Your score at halftime, it's your Cedarburg Bulldogs 47 and the Kenosha Indian Trail Hawks 30. We'll be back with more in the first half stats right after this. You're listening to Cedarburg High School Athletics live on Spreaker.com. to Cedarburg High School. Your Bulldogs lead at the halftime break 47-30 over the visiting Kenosha Indian Trail Hawks. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth. I'm Baxter Colburn.
And I'm Grant Coppersmith.
Well, Grant, a very intriguing first half as we are at the semi-final of the 13th annual Niki Doedens Holiday Tournament. The Bulldogs jumped out early. They led by, I believe, almost as many as 20 points at one time. But it's been a very complete performance from the Bulldogs, save from missed easy baskets.
Yeah, definitely. There's been, and going off of that, there's kind of been just some mental mistakes. There was the one on the sideline where the player kind of quit on the ball, and there's been kind of a few plays where it's just mentally not been completely there, but they've still put together a pretty good first half performance.
Yeah, you look at Cedarburg, I mean, across the board, they've had some good performances. Shannon Block came off the bench. She dropped a quick 8 points. Callie Murphy leads all Bulldog scorers with 12. She's been all over the place tonight. She's 4 for 4 from the free throw line tonight. We've seen the emergence of some younger players as well, too. It's been great to see. Morgan Wallace, she's hit 2 3-pointers to give her 6 total points on the evening. Kennedy Ross has 5. Cassie Schenker, she's come off the bench and scored 5 points. She missed her first 2 free throws. You were kind of wondering, you're like, well, is she going to be able to, keep up with the flow of the game? But she was able to kind of get that confidence back, hit a 3-pointer, hit a 2-pointer. And Cedarburg from start to finish, though, has been obviously the better team, I'd like to think.
Right, with the full court press at the beginning of the first half. If you're Baxter, it's the first quarter of the first half, so I guess...
Depends on how you cut it, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. It still works.
Sure.
But did a really good job throwing off Kenosha with that full court press, creating a bunch of turnovers that turned into breakaways, which Baxter mentioned it did lead to some missed layups that we did see, but it also led to Kenosha getting into early foul trouble because they fouled a lot on those breakaways, and of course resulting in a lot of points for Cedarburg.
Looking on the other side, Kenosha, as far as even though they trail by 17 right now, they've had one bright spot tonight. It's been Megan Maricini. She has 16 total points in the first half. She hit a 3-pointer falling away with 16 players tackling her to the floor, basically, before the halftime break to pump a little bit of life into Indian Trail. But I've just seen a lot of players just not really caring on the defensive side of things, I feel like.
Yeah, I started noticing it was difficult with the full court press. That might have been what got to them because they just looked defeated when that was going on. They couldn't get anything up the court. They were turning the ball over constantly. They were making mental mistakes. Then it started happening with their zone. Players down under the hoop or in the post weren't getting over. If there was a player driving, they would just stay in their spot, watch the player go up and get an easy layup. And then the coach had to make an adjustment and physically put somebody there. But even when somebody's been there, they've kind of just been flat-footed. They haven't really been moving around. They haven't been really getting their arms up. They just kind of say, move around me, and the Cedarburg players have. So it's been a really disappointing performance by them. And you saw earlier under the hoop, Kenosha player had just had the ball in her hands and was just taken away.
Yeah.
I believe, it was blocked. Just took it away from her.
And you can't, you're not, I mean, I understand this is a friendly, as they might say, it's a, for fun, invitational tournament. It's for a good cause. The pitch has been equally dried, and I know the court has been wonderful, but yeah, you just kind of get that sense from Kenosha that they don't necessarily want to be here, and maybe there'll be a different talk at the halftime break, but we don't really know until the second half starts, obviously. So we're going to run to a break, but when we come back, we'll have all the second half action for you. Your score at halftime: 47-30 in favor of your Cedarburg Bulldogs. You're listening to Cedarburg Athletics live on Spreaker.com.
We're gonna let it burn, 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 burn. We're gonna let it burn, 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 burn. Gonna let it burn, burn, burn.
Welcome back to Cedarburg High School. Your Bulldogs leading at the halftime break, 47-30. I'm Baxter Colburn.
And I'm Grant Coppersmith.
All right, Grant, we get ready for the second half between the Bulldogs and the Hawks of Kenosha Indian Trail. And we spoke about this a lot in the first half, the inconsistencies with scoring, the sloppy play at times. But you'd like to think that the halftime message was crisp and clear for both teams, and we'll see a different Indian Trail team in the second half.
Yeah, let's hope so. If we can if we want to see a more interesting, exciting game, because they have a pretty big hole to climb out of.
I'm definitely interested to see what Cedarburg can do and what Kenosha Indian Trail has to offer as well. We're going to see Indian Trail get this second half underway with the inbound pass. They're going to be rolling from left to right in their all-purple jerseys. The Bulldogs in all white with black and orange trim. Here comes Perez for Indian Trail. Tries to go underneath. Ball stripped away, though, after miscommunication. Now Lamacchia. She races up the court. Slows it down for a moment. Now Kennedy Ross whips it wide. Morgan Wallace thought about a three, decided not to go for it. Now another opportunity here for Ross. Ross, she'll step back, survey her options. Lamacchia zings it wide. Morgan Wallace, deep three-pointer, off the rim, no good. Rebound almost made by Wallace, this time made by Johnson. And a jump ball called while the ball was still on the court. Bulldogs will get the inbound pass as they will own the possession error off the jump ball. Wallace looking for the inbound pass, finds Lamacchia. Nice little spin move. Oh, she overshoots the basket. Rebound made by Johnson. And Indian Trail will go up the court now. A little too much power on that layup there.
Another missed layup that we see tonight.
Maricini thought about a three, then goes underneath to Johnson. Nice little move from her. She lays it up and in. Gwen Johnson's got the first points of the second half. 47-32 our score with 17 minutes to play. Bulldogs need to be careful. They sometimes like to surrender big leads. They get a little lax at times, thinking they are the better team, which usually they are, but you still need to not take your foot off the gas if you can help it. Wallace goes for the drive, tries to find Belschner. She has her shot fall short and hit the rim. Belschner gets the rebound, kicks it wide. Ross, three-pointer, it's good! Kennedy Ross. She's got 8 on the evening. 50-32 our score. Nice shot there from Kennedy Ross. Looks like
wasn't a signal, maybe a travel possibly?
Might have been a travel, yeah, for Indian Trail, so the Bulldogs will get the inbound pass. Wallace, across the halfway line, zings it wide now to Ross. Gets it back, over to Murphy on the near side to Lamacchia. Lamacchia in front of the home bench, tries to go underneath the basket to Murphy, off her hand and out of bounds. She was guarded heavily by Gwen Johnson. It goes out, Indian Trail's ball.
So far, Kenosha Indian Trail they haven't really responded like we would hope they would at the beginning of the second half. They already have 2 turnovers, and Gwen Johnson with the basket is maybe starting to turn things around, but they have to start having a better offense, less turnovers, less mental mistakes that we saw a lot of in the first half.
Perez, 2-point shot, bounces in, off the rim and in. Basically a three-pointer, but she had a foot on the three-point line. It's 50-34. Lamacchia, near side, right in front of Coach Ross. He's hollering out instructions to his girls on the court. Wallace gets the handoff from Ross, but a foul called on Kenosha.
Indian Trail foul number 3, Brianna Perez.
Brianna Perez, her second foul of the evening. Correction, her third foul. Morgan Wallace, nice little ball over the top to Callie Murphy. She gets it, zings it back out wide to Ross, top of the key. Ross steps back out now to Belschner. Belschner tries to drive the lane, finds Murphy on a quick little pass underneath and laid in by Callie Murphy.
Callie Murphy.
Murphy caught it in stride, took a dribble, and laid it in. 52-34 with 15:23 to play in the game.
Once again, seeing that great passing from Cedarburg.
Perez with a nice little catch and pass there to Johnson. She lays it in. Talk about good passing. Ross quickly back the other way. Bulldogs looking to answer back right away if they can. Lamacchia back to the top of the three-point arc to Ross. Heavily guarded by Perez. Now Wallace cuts inside. She has an opportunity, ball knocked off the leg of Cano. And Cedarburg's going to hold on to possession. They're going to say kicking, even though Cano just kind of had her leg in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, Yeah, I think that was a little unfortunate. She basically just threw it at her leg. But
yeah,
I mean,
she was running the opposite way and wasn't even looking at the ball, and it just bounced off her leg, and she's like, what? Oh, kicking. Okay. Wallace sends the ball into Lamakia. She gets the inbound pass after a stray ball. Wallace, wide open three-pointer off the rim, no good. Rebound made by Gwen Johnson. A great catch from her in traffic. Foul called on the Bulldogs. Looks like it's going to be against Kennedy Ross, her second foul.
Kennedy Ross, that's her second.
It's always interesting that Kennedy Ross gets into foul trouble at times. She's not very large, and she still manages to find herself in tough situations to get the ball back, though.
yeah, that's good aggressive play.
Indian Trail looking to get some points on the board. Trying to go for the layup there is Cano. She has the ball batted away, but draws the foul.
Bulldogs foul number 52, Callie Murphy.
Callie Murphy's going to go into the foul book for the first time tonight.
At the line for the Hawks, number 22, Kaylee.
And for Kenosha, for them starting to turn their offense around, Gwen Johnson had a quick 4 points coming out of the half. So maybe they can try to start getting her the ball a little bit more because she's looked to maybe put in a pretty good effort at the beginning of this half.
Canal knocks down the first one. Shannon Block's going to come into the ball game now, along with Allison Jessup. We're going to see Belschner and Lamakia sit down. Canal looking to go 2 for 2 at the line if she can on this trip. And she does. Makes them both with ease. She's got 6 on the night. Wallace takes the ball back up the court across the halfway line to Murphy. Near side to Ross. Ross switches court. Quickly to Wallace. Over to Jessup. Three-pointer off the rim, no good. Murphy gets there for the rebound. Thinks about the drive, now sends it to Jessup. Jessup whizzes it to the near side to Wallace. Wallace switches court again. Block gets the ball in traffic. And the ball's stuck. The ball is stuck on the top of the rim. That doesn't happen every day.
I mean, I've seen it get stuck between the rim and the backboard, but I've never seen it just rest.
You talk about a soft touch. Shannon Block a little too soft on that one.
Nice touch, though.
It is.
Clearly. I've never seen that before.
I have not either. So the ball will now go to Indian Trail. 52-38, our score with 14:02 to go after Callie Murphy jumped up and knocked the ball down.
And what I like about the Cedarburg offense so far, Baxter, we've called a couple games and in the past, and anytime I'm with you, I really see teams either always try to go for the post or always do perimeter shooting. Cedarburg's been doing a really good job of mixing it up.
They have, yes.
And it's really showcasing their offense very well.
Maricini tries to thread the needle underneath the basket, tries to find Canau, and it goes out of her reach, out of bounds. Cedarburg gets the ball. You're right, though. Cedarburg, they don't have that Allie Barber anymore like they had last year, that 6'5 presence that they could just feed the ball under the hoop consistently. They've got Shannon Block. They've got Callie Murphy that can drive the basket, but they've got the outside shooters. They've got Ross. They've got Block at times. They've got Wallace. There's other players that like to shoot. Here's Block here for 3. She misses. Rebound made by Murphy, but a foul called on Callie Murphy, looks like. Murphy's second foul of the evening. She does lead all Bulldogs scorers. She's got 14 total points. Murphy averages 13.5 points a game. Shoots 50% from the field. 86% from the free throw line. Pretty consistent shooter, if you ask me.
Definitely for a high school level, that's pretty good shooting percentages.
Ball going out of bounds. Cedarburg has it knocked out, but it will go to Indian Trail. Substitution going to be made now is Lorelei Brady. No, correction, rather. It's going to be Lauren Labe that's going to step in. Labe will get the ball off the inbound pass. Now to Maricini. Maricini underneath Gwen Johnson. She's there and lays it in. Gwen Johnson and Megan Maricini have been heating up, and they're about the only 2 positives so far for Indian Trail. Block finds herself in open space. She finds Murphy, who has an open jump shot. It rattles out, no good. Now the ball is sent back out wide. Wallace thought about the drive, steps back. Block thought about the 3, now goes for the drive underneath. Swings it out and hits off the top of the underneath of the backboard, and it's whistled out of bounds. Indian Trail's ball.
One thing we can say that Cedarburg is looking a little weak on is their shooting. They're missing a lot of shots, some air balls that we've seen.
A lot of layups, a lot of open, easy shots. I know some people might say, well, it's not an easy shot. Every shot is, a difficult shot to an extent, but got a fast break when you've got the opportunities that, 9 times out of 10 you should put away, and you don't. That's a cause for concern. 3-point shot there from Caitlin Marasini. She scores. She's got 5 on the night now. 52-43 our score. Indian Trail making a game of it. Murphy with a little turnaround. She lays it in. A no-looker. She's got 16 on the night. 54-43. Cedarburg leads with 12:17 to play. Gwen Johnson gets the ball, drives, lays it up. No good. Rebound made by Block.
Great offensive play, though. Just missed the layup a little bit, but really good drive into the hoop.
Wallace cuts between 2 players, throws the ball up, and it's good. Her first points of the second half. She's got 8 total.
Post was the word I was looking for.
There you go. Marasini for 3 off the rim. No good. Rebound made Ross. Ball stripped away, though. Gwen Johnson gets the rebound. She has it blocked away by Shannon Block, but she gets the foul called on her anyway. 56-43. Shannon Block's going to go into the book.
One thing Kenosha has done very well, and that what we said they needed to do, is get rid of the mistakes and the turnovers. They came out with 2 of their first 3 possessions with turnovers. So far, they've been either some contested hard missed shots or fouls that turn into free throws, or we've seen a couple three-point shots already. So they've done a very good job offensively.
Johnson makes the first free throw. She's had a quick 7 points to start the game. Or to start the second half, rather. 56-44. More manageable scoreline at this point due to Cedarburg's missed baskets and Indian Trail catching up. Second basket is good as well. It's an 11-point game.
Like you said, Baxter, there, Cedarburg is starting to give up that big lead that they had at the second half.
Cedarburg more of a first half team. They've scored 165 first half points, 144 second half points. On the flip side, Indian Trail, a second half team. They've scored 169 second half points this season. Shot no good there from Labe. Rebound made. Still plenty of time though. 11-point difference with 11-12 to play in the ball game. Cedarburg in control. Here comes Block, has it stripped away underneath the basket. Good play there from Caitlin Marasini. Cedarburg now kind of looking like the less controlled of the 2 teams. Gwen Johnson gets a nice little ball. She goes up for the basket over the top of Morgan Wallace.
Nice pick and roll.
Gwen Johnson, she had 1 point in the first half. She now has 10 in the second half. Ross finds herself on the far side for a 3. Deep 3-pointer off the rim, almost went in. Jessup gets the second effort basket, and she puts it in on the putback. She's got 5 on the night. 58-47 our score. Wide open here, opportunity for the Indians. Shot going off the basket there from Marasini, no good. 3 points they just couldn't convert on. Ross gets the ball underneath the hoop. Dribbling back outside the 3-point arc, she goes to Callie Murphy. Murphy, turnaround, layup no good. Gwen Johnson wins the rebound battle on that one. Gwen Johnson looking a little bit more winded on the play, but she's been putting in a great effort so far. Foul called as Marasini strings up the court.
Bulldog foul number 40, Kennedy Ross.
Kennedy Ross whistled for her 3rd foul on Marasini. Gwen Johnson's going to go and sit down. She is tired, but when you put the team on your back, it's to be expected, Grant.
Right. Well, also looking at the fouls, it's kind of flipped from the first half to the second half. Now, Cedarburg is the one in foul trouble with 5 team fouls, and compared to Kenosha's 1.
Ball intercepted by Callie Murphy. Now the Bulldogs back the other way. Ross to Belschner. Over to Jessup. She stands outside the 3-point arc. Whips it out clear, near side to Ross. She's still outside the 3-point arc. Now the left side of the lane. Belschner gets it. Ball tipped through all the way over to Jessup. Jessup out wide. Ross open. 3-pointer. Got it!
3-point field goal.
And a timeout called on the court.
30-second timeout.
We'll step aside briefly. Cedarburg leads 61-47. Welcome back to Cedarburg High School. Cedarburg leads 61-47 as they are taking on the Kenosha Indian Trail Hawks in the 13th annual Niki Doedens Holiday Tournament. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth. I'm Baxter Colburn.
And I'm Grant Coppersmith.
The Bulldogs have been a little bit less than stellar to start the second half. Indian Trail trying to pick up the points that they've been missing in the first half. The full court press has reappeared, though, Grant.
Yeah, and I'm afraid it may be a little bit too late because Kenosha has now gained confidence. They've now fought back from their 17-point deficit, even though it may be only a 15-point deficit at this point. I can't do quick math. But, or 14 points. There we go. Now I can do it.
College education, folks.
Yeah, right there. Now I completely forgot what I was talking about.
Well, Quinn Fromm scored a basket, Grant, on that time. Almost a three-pointer, but a nice step-up shot from her.
But what I was saying is they've already gotten their confidence back, and now you put on the full court press, and now they're able to get out of it cleanly.
Here comes a basket quickly up the court, and a foul called. Abby McGrain scores her first points of the second half.
So now what I'm saying, like you were saying earlier, is that Kenosha is more of a second-half team. And they've come out with a surge here, and now the first two possessions they've had on the full court press, they've been able to get out of it easily.
Free throw attempt for McGrain. She completes it to make the three-point play. She's got 5 on the evening. 63-50 our score, 8:45 to play in the game. Winner of this game will take on Milwaukee Vincent tomorrow night in the Niki Doedens championship game. Callie Murphy. Little fake move there. Steps back inside. Now Wallace receives the pass on the far side. Outside the three-pointer. Has the ball blocked away. Belschner has it still free up for grabs. Quinn Prom gets the loose ball. She goes for the layup. Draws the foul. Prom will go to the line. Quinn Prom this evening. She made a free throw and missed one in the first half. She's got a 2-point basket just moments ago. Caitlin Marasini, the guilty party, her first foul. Prom will step to the line. Sinks the first one. She's got 4 on the night currently.
And number 40, Kennedy Ross.
Kennedy Ross and Elena Lamacchia will step into the game now for the Bulldogs. Second shot from Prom is good. She's 3 of 4 on the evening. Not a bad turnout for her. Another full court press evaded, but another layup for Abby McGain. She converts. That's the problem when playing the full court press. Someone's going to be open. Lamacchia, her second foul. McGrain, her second trip to the line. Can she complete another 3-point play? She cannot. Cedarburg back up the court quickly. They lead 65-52. Now Callie Murphy weaving her way through 2 different players. Foul called as Murphy was flying up the court. Sometimes she's almost a little too fast. It's going to be a foul against Abby McGrain. Her 4th.
That's her 4th. And the
Bulldogs will inbound underneath the Indian Trail basket. Finds Callie, stripped away. Ball free. Indian Trail gets it back. Racing up the court now is Williamson. She tries to go for the layup off the backboard. No good. Ball falls to Belschner. Cedarburg back the other way quickly. Lamacchia over to Ross. Ross catches it midair. Layup good. The counterattack works to perfection for the Bulldogs. They lead 67-52 with 7:48 to play.
And now we're seeing that full court press starting to work a little bit more. It slowed Kenosha down that time, and they got a turnover out of it.
Quinn Prom gets hassled in the backcourt, but still holds on to the ball. Here's a ball out wide. Kennedy Ross for 3. No good. Rebound made by Murphy on the far side. Prom now has it. Fakes the 3. Now to Lamacchia. Underneath the Belschner. Back to Lamacchia. Quickly out to Ross on the near side. Free throw line now for Ross. Right side. Drives the lane. Throws up a shot. Foul call. Basket no good. Smart play there for Ross. She saw the foul was coming and just threw up a shot and drew it. She'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Indian Trail foul against number 11, Lauren Labe.
Lauren Labe, her first foul of the evening. Ross is going to shoot 2. So far tonight, Ross 1 for 1 at the line. She's got a total of 13. She misses the first shot.
Back in the Indian Trail lineup, number 30, Gwen Johnson.
Gwen Johnson's going to come back into the game. She was a force to start the second half. We'd like to see if she can still inspire a little bit of a comeback here for Indian Trail. Ross makes the second one.
Back in the Bulldog lineup, number 32, Kendra
And so far,
Murphy.
Baxter, from the second half, we've been seeing a lot of good play from both teams. Both teams have kind of cleaned up their turnovers, kind of cleaned up their mental mistakes. The only really thing that's kind of gone down is Cedarburg shooting. But other than that, the quality of play has gone up quite a lot.
Well, speaking of shooting, Gwen Johnson back the other way. She goes up and over Abby Belschner and lays it in. She'll go to the line to shoot too.
18 foul. Back in the Hawks lineup, number 3, Brianna Perez.
I did not hear who the foul was against. Somebody's first foul, that's all I know. Might have been Quinn Prom. She's the only one on the court that doesn't have a foul currently, so we're going to give it to Quinn. Sorry if it's not you, Quinn. Johnson. She converts. Johnson's had a great evening. 68-55 our score. Cedarburg leads with 7:07 to play in the game. .13 points for Gwen Johnson in the second half. Nice little play underneath. Lamacchia, layup no good, overshoots it. Gwen Johnson on the rebound.
That's another missed, easy layup underneath the basket that Cedarburg has missed.
Gwen Johnson, though, has been a rebounding fiend. She averages 8.5 rebounds a game. Stolen away now. Kendra Murphy across the halfway line for the Bulldogs. She'll reset things. Surveying her options, finds Ross. Ross, deep three-pointer, good! Kennedy Ross.
She says, if you just want to keep leaving me open on the three-point arch, I'm just going to keep draining them.
71-55 our score. Cedarburg has the lead with 6:23 to go. Ball intercepted by Kendra Murphy. Murphy trying to go the length of the court, now finds Ross inside. Ross kicks it out. Belschner, fadeaway shot, no good. Rebound not made by Ross. Maricini gets the rebound for Indian Trail. 6:05 to play. Winner of this game will take on Milwaukee Vincent tomorrow night. Shot coming off of Maricini, no good, out of bounds. Bulldogs will get possession. Morgan Wallace is going to check back into the game along with Shannon Block also.
And number 4, Shannon Block.
Reminder, if you're listening live here on Spreaker, you can use the chat or the comment section to let us know your vote for the player of the game. Bulldogs have certainly had a surge here from Kylie Murphy, and Kennedy Ross has had a pretty good second half also. So we'll have to see who we think will be the player of the game coming up at the end of the match. 5:46 to play here. Cedarburg holding on to a 71-55 lead.
And you mentioned Kennedy Ross. She has 17 points so far tonight, and normally her average is 8.5 points per game. So she's having a great game so far tonight.
She's about a 28% shooter from the field. She's well exceeded that percentage this evening.
Yeah, a lot of that accounts for the three-pointers that she attempts because she's more of the outside shooter.
Indian Trail, left to right. Gwen Johnson has the ball stripped out of her hand. She'll get it back across the halfway line. Goes for the drive. Now sends it wide to Perez on the near side. Perez goes for the layup. Blocked away by Wallace. It goes out of bounds. And Indian Trail will hold on to possession.
And Morgan Wallace had a great individual defensive play there, stepping into the lane. Nice little tip.
Inbound pass. Gwen Johnson finds the ball underneath the hoop. Quinn Prom nearly stole it away. Now to Rucker. Rucker to Maricini, trying to get up to the hoop. She can't get it. Knocked out of bounds. It goes off a block. Indian Trail will still hold on to possession. Well, we've seen moments from Indian Trail tonight, Grant.
Yes,
There's been brief flashes from Johnson, flashes from Maricini, where you thought for a second maybe they had more in the tank. But when only two players are getting the message and the rest of the team isn't echoing what you're doing, it's hard to make a full effort.
Right, and I think if Kenosha had a better beginning to the game and not having all of the full court press. So great job by head coach Dave Ross noticing that, making them uncomfortable with the full court press at the beginning of the game. And because that's kind of the difference so far. Because right now Kenosha's staying with Cedarburg. It's not really, it's kind of going back and forth right now. So it's really the beginning of the game that made the big difference.
Three-pointer from Ross off the backboard, no good. I thought it was going to go in. Quinn Prom steals the ball underneath. She goes up for the shot, has it knocked away out of bounds. She was the last to touch it, though. Indian Trail will hold on to possession. And Quinn Prom's been an interesting prospect tonight. She doesn't see the floor a lot. She averages 2 points a game, but she's been on the court a lot more tonight, a lot physical. You know, a player that can kind of get up in your face and really use her body to her advantage.
Yeah, kind of like what we were talking about earlier in the game, utilizing some of the players that don't see the floor as much since this is a non-conference game, and it's good players like Quinn Prom that are getting more floor time. She already has 5 points tonight, so it's good for them to get this experience.
Speaking of Prom, a three-pointer rattles out for her. I thought she was going to add to that total as you were talking her up there, Grant. She does make an interception down the other side, but is whistled for traveling. But Quinn Prom has been all over the ball the last 5 minutes.
No, it's kind of like the curse of broadcasting. You're talking good about somebody, and then it just all goes down south.
All goes south. Prom is going to step out to take a breather along with Shannon Block. Kendra Murphy and Allison Jessup will step back in. Here's an inbound pass, Gwen Johnson. She misses the layup. Rebound made by Rucker. She can't convert either. Morgan Wallace is there for the rebound. Wallace on the far side of the court, now comes to near side to Jessup. Jessup drives the lane, sends it wide to Kendra Murphy. Plenty of time, three-pointer off the backboard, no good. Rebound made by Rucker. Jump ball called, no, a foul called it looks like instead. Kendra Murphy the guilty party on that one. Looks like that's going to be her third foul.
Her third and the 19th foul.
Callie Murphy's going to step into the game now. Kendra Murphy will come out. Sister for a sister. Bulldogs a lot, some might say a little bit sloppier this evening when it comes to the foul department. Several players with 3 fouls, a lot with 2 fouls. You know, traditionally you get maybe 4 or 5 players that get into foul-ish trouble, but a lot of Bulldog players getting all over it tonight. Rucker makes her first basket of the night, which is a free throw. She'll shoot her second one as well because they are in a 1-and-1 situation. Rucker, 0% shooter from the free throw line according to my stats. She's now at 100%. Good for her. 71-57 our score with 3:53 to play in the ballgame. Cedarburg looking at a championship matchup with Milwaukee Vincent tomorrow evening. Here comes Ross back the other way for a three-pointer off the rim. No good. Thought it might have rattled in for a second, but the rim had other ideas. Here comes Megan Maricini off the far side of the court. Has her pass to Gwen Johnson, intercepted by Callie Murphy. Murphy trying to dribble her way out of trouble. Throws it up the court to Ross. Ross has her ball punched away. It falls all the way to Murphy, and then a foul is called on the court. Basket will not count. Looks like, I believe, Rucker is going to be the guilty party. Deja Rucker. Bulldogs will hold on to possession. Wallace will inbound underneath the hoop. She finds Ross. Ross goes up for the basket. No good, but a foul called. Gwen Johnson's going to get booked for that one. That's her fourth foul, too. 2 different Indian Trail players in 4 foul trouble. Ross will step to the line. She misses the first. Traditionally a 59% shooter from the free throw line. That's her second missed free throw in the night. She's 2 for 4. She converts on that one. 3 for 5. Substitution now coming for Indian Trail. Kaylee Canal is going to step in. Some might say she is now in the game.
Oh, enough out of you.
What? Come on. 72-57, 3:14 to play. Cedarburg with a healthy lead. Over to Maricini. Jump shot right inside the three-point arc. Rattles out, no good. Goes as far as Rucker under the basket. Her shot doesn't fall. Comes to Perez, who throws up a ball, and it falls. Brianna Perez, her 4th point of the evening. She's been pretty quiet.
And you were mentioning that rebounding from Kenosha. That showed well on that possession there. A couple offensive
Wallace
rebounds.
for 3 on the other side. Holy cow, she's got 3 3-pointers tonight, 11 total for the evening. Maricini tries to go to Rucker under the basket and overshoots her out of bounds. 2:37 to play. Cedarburg with a healthy 75-59 lead.
But overall, pretty good play from Kenosha. They've come out much better in the second half. A lot less turnovers, more made shots, good aggressive team play. So overall, very well done.
Allison Jessup with the ball now. Comes to the near side in front of the home bench to Ross. Ross moves to the outside. Now Driscoll. Three-pointer off the rim, no good. She gets her own rebound. She'll send it back out to Wallace, who's standing near the D in Bulldogs. Ball loose on the floor, and a jump ball call. Driscoll was down there with Maricini. Possession arrow favoring Indian Trail. And Coach Ross is going to make 4 substitutions. It's Schenker, Block, LaMacchia, Bridget Murphy, and Sarah Pexa. So 5 total subs. You can definitely guess a lot of the starters are done for the evening, especially with such a healthy lead. Here comes Perez up the court from left to right for Indian Trail. Now she hands it off to Maricini. Maricini. Nice little pump move there. She goes, hands the ball off to Canau. Her layup falls no good. Up the court quickly is LaMacchia. LaMacchia threads it underneath. Finds Pekka. Pexa over to Block, who lays it up and in. Block gets into double digits for the evening. Minute 33 to play. Cedarburg leading 77-59. Canau. Over to Perez. Fires a 3 and it rattles in. She has 7 on the evening. Perez, one of those shooters that you would have liked to have had heat up a lot earlier. Schenker, 3, no good. Rebound made by Block, who goes up for the shot. Foul called. So Block will go to the line to shoot 2. Block is perfect on the evening. She's 2 for 2 from the line. She's going to look to go for points 11 and 12 on the night if she can.
At the line of Bulldogs, Shannon Block.
She converts on the first.
Back in the Hawks lineup, number 11, Lauren Lane.
And so far, Baxter, it's been a really nice offensive game. I don't remember the last time I saw a high school girls basketball game being 78-62. And if you want to look at the averages scored from all the players from both teams, a lot of players are over their standard average. So it's been a really fun game to watch so
You're
far.
absolutely right. Cedarburg, the last couple of games, 57, 77, and 43, their last 3 games in terms of points they've scored. Schenker, near side outside the 3-point arc. Goes to LaMacchia, who will step back. Tries to go underneath, across to Bridget Murphy. Foul called as she's hit from behind.
Indian Trail foul number 3, Brianna Perez.
Brianna Perez, her 4th foul. Correction, that's Pexa.
19 foul.
Pexa's going to go to the line to shoot 2. She hit a 3-pointer at the end of the first half. She's going to try to add to her total. She misses the first. She's only going to get 1 opportunity. It was a 1-and-1 situation. Now Labe goes all the way up the court for Indian Trail. Takes the layup shot, no good. Block with the rebound. LaMacchia now has the ball in hand. 27 seconds left to play. LaMacchia kicks it wide. Bridget Murphy now to LaMacchia. Block at the free throw line. Backs her way down. Spinning. Layup. Good.
Shannon Block.
Just muscling her way.
Yeah, maybe a little too much muscle depending on who you ask, but the ref didn't think anything of it.
With 11.9 seconds left and a 18-point lead.
There, math. College education.
Private school, what are you going to do? That's why I'm in broadcasting and not in math. But, Cedarburg as a whole, they've played a pretty darn good game tonight, Grant. I think there's really no way to deny that, depending on who you ask. We've talked about the missed opportunities on some of the layups and, some of those other formalities. But aside from that, though,
putting up 80 points.
Any team that does that on a consistent basis is impressive. LaMacchia is going to dribble out the end of the game, and that is it. Your final score tonight, 80-62. in favor of your Cedarburg Bulldogs. We will take a break. We'll come back, and we'll have the final stats for you and final thoughts, and look ahead to tomorrow night's game as your Bulldogs advance to the championship game against Milwaukee Vincent. Stay tuned. It's Bulldogs basketball live on Spreaker.com. Welcome back to Cedarburg High School. Your Bulldogs emerge victorious in the semifinals of the 13th annual Niki Doedens Holiday Tournament. 80-62, a massive victory for them, an 18-point victory tonight. We welcome you back inside the broadcast booth. I am Baxter Colburn.
And I'm Grant Coppersmith.
Well, Grant Coppersmith, a game through and through that Cedarburg led from the get-go, although we did see a couple of surges at times from Kenosha Indian Trail. Not exactly the game if you're Kenosha Indian Trail. They do get to play again tomorrow night. They'll play in the third place game as they will play Plymouth here at Cedarburg High School, a part of the tournament. And some good performances from them overall. You look at 16 points from Megan Maricini. She led all of Hawks players tonight with 16 total points. Gwen Johnson, though, really just an electric second half from her. 13 of her 14 total points coming there in the second half. Your thoughts about Indian Trail play tonight?
Yeah, like I was saying during the game, rough start to the game, especially that press that Coach Ross put on. It really threw them off. They couldn't get any connected passes. I believe it was almost like a 9-2 or 11-2 run to start the game, and that's really what put Kenosha down because they lost 80-62. So that already starting the game down that much really kind of shook their confidence. But like you said, second half team, they really came back and they were able, especially with the help of Gwen Johnson, with those 13 second half points, to kind of state that we're not a team that goes down easily, even though we're down 17 at the half and we lost a point and ended up being 18 down at the game. It really doesn't show, though, because they had a great great second half, and tomorrow they're going to be playing Plymouth, and we had a chance to watch them before this game started, and they also looked very good. So it was kind of a message, too, that they were sending out, saying that even though we're down 17, we can still play very well, and we can still stick together against a very good Cedarburg team.
You're absolutely right about that. Yeah, that game will be tipping off right around that 5 o'clock mark, so make sure if you're in the Cedarburg area, you want to watch 2 great games, come check that game out. On the flip side of it, though, for your Bulldogs, your top 3 scorers tonight, Shannon Block nailed 13 total points. Callie Murphy hit 16. And it was Kennedy Ross's night tonight. 18 total points for her. A bunch of three-pointers in her favor. And just an overall exciting game from the Bulldogs. We got to wrap things up, unfortunately, because we're running out of time on our broadcast. But it's been a great game. Tomorrow night, your Bulldogs will play in the championship game against Milwaukee Vincent. We'll have the call right here. It'll be Grant and myself live at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. Pregame starting just a little before that. Grant Coppersmith, pleasure, sir. Let's do it again tomorrow. What do you think?
Will do.
All right, he's Grant Coppersmith. I'm Baxter Colburn. Thanks so much for listening to Cedarburg High School Athletics Live on Spreaker.com. Good night and drive home safely.